One of my athletes, Jimmy, went from topping 85 to topping 88 in 2 months. And the crazy part, this fix had almost nothing to do with traditional pitching mechanics. Most pitchers spend an entire year trying to gain 1 mile per hour, while Jimmy added 3 in just 8 weeks because we stopped coaching him like a robot and we rebuilt his athleticism. And just so you know, Jimmy's story isn't rare. He's one of the hundreds of pitchers that I've helped go from stuck to explosive. I built the exact system that you're about to see because it's the same system that I use myself to go from the low 80s to the low 90s. So if you're a pitcher trying to throw harder the athletic way, you're in the right place. Because in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we changed for Jimmy and how you can take these principles into your own training. Just like every other one of my guys, his transformation came down to 4 key pillars. Okay, so pillar number 1 was throwing. And to be completely honest, this was the biggest mess that Jimmy had before jumping into my program. When we talked on his initial call, he had told me he'd been stuck in the low to mid 80s for over a year. He was throwing 2 high intent bullpens every week, plus a live session on Saturdays, and he flat out told me that his arm was wrecked. And it's because his entire pitching routine was random. Random plyos, random med balls, random drills he saw on Instagram, no progression, no structure, just effort. So the first thing I did was rebuild his entire throwing week. 1 very clear high intent day, 1 patterning day, and the rest was built around long toss, recovery, and athletic throwing. And as soon as he stopped wrecking his arm, the velocity started moving. In 8 weeks, he went from topping 85 to sitting 85 to 87 and topping 88. His elbow pain disappeared. He stopped taking Advil before outings. And for the first time in years, he actually felt fresh walking into bullpens. Okay, pillar number 2 was lifting, and this was a huge unlock. Jimmy was lifting like a bodybuilder, 5 to 6 days a week, drop sets, upper body overload, and then random explosive work tossed in with no plan. He gained strength, he gained weight, but gained almost 0 velocity. And it's because none of it transferred. So he stripped away the junk volume and rebuilt everything around explosiveness and transfer. 3 days a week, quality over quantity, speed-focused reps, and better recovery. And instantly, he started feeling powerful without feeling beat up. Shortly after starting, he told me he felt fresh, powerful, and like his body was finally doing what he actually wanted it to do. Pillar number 3 was mobility, and Jimmy was one of those guys who thought he was already mobile. And technically he was. He could stretch pretty far and hit deep positions, but the problem was that his mobility wasn't functional. It didn't help him throw harder, move smoother, or recover faster. So we tied everything directly to his throwing patterns. Hips, T-spine, lead leg stability, shoulder patterns that actually help layback instead of fighting it. And once we actually made mobility purposeful, everything changed. His recovery skyrocketed. His soreness after bullpens basically disappeared. He handled the college fall workload much easier, and his movement got smoother, looser, and more connected. And pillar number 4, the big one, was athleticism. This was the domino that made the velo jump actually make sense. Before joining, Jimmy looked athletic, but he didn't move like an athlete. Too much lifting volume, no sprinting, no true explosive work, no athletic catch, and high intent bullpens out of movement patterns that were killing his velocity. As soon as we rebuilt everything around speed, freedom, and explosiveness, he started feeling something that he hasn't felt in years. He literally told me he feels bouncy, he feels athletic, and he feels explosive. And his hitting got better too. He started hitting the ball further and harder, even though we did not directly train hitting at all. This is what athleticism does. It transfers everywhere. And once he started moving like an athlete, he started throwing like one. So that's exactly how Jimmy went from topping 85 to topping 88 in 8 weeks. And he's still trending up. So if you've been stuck in the same velocity range for a year or 2, it's not because you're lazy. It's because nobody ever showed you a system that ties throwing, lifting, mobility, and athleticism together the right way. Jimmy is just one of hundreds of pitchers that I've helped with this. So if you want to throw harder the athletic way, hit the first link in the description below and book a call with me. We'll break down your mechanics, your training, and build you out a real plan to throw harder than you ever have before.